Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Superintendent of Catholic Schools from our host Archdiocese of Chicago, Dr. Jim Rigg.
Good afternoon. It is my great honor to welcome you to the opening ceremonies for the NCEA Convention and Expo, which will include later the largest pep rally in Catholic school education. But first, it is also a great honor to welcome you to our great city of Chicago. I am thrilled to have you here. This is a wonderful place filled with cultural, athletic, and culinary attractions. So I hope you brought your comfortable walking shoes and your stretchy pants, because our city has a lot to offer. But Chicago is more than a great destination. It's a hotspot for Catholic school education. Each day in the Archdiocese of Chicago, we educate over 71,000 students in 209 Catholic schools in Cook and Lake County, Illinois. The schools of the Archdiocese reflect the enormous diversity of Greater Chicago, with multitudes of ethnicities represented among our students. And as with schools across the country, the Catholic schools of the Archdiocese have a well-deserved reputation for academic rigor, welcoming communities, and most importantly, vibrant atmospheres of faith, where students are brought ever closer to Jesus Christ. And so for me, Catholic school education is about joy and hope. I trust that you sense the joy of this convention and expo, perhaps embodied by that wonderful celebration, the liturgy this morning. We're welcoming over 9,000 of our colleagues from across the country and numerous other countries around the world. And our schools also instill hope. At a time when people seem lost, our schools offer an answer. In an era filled with consumerism, when people are constantly devalued, our schools offer a response. As we seek renewal for our church, our country, and our world, our schools offer a solution. No other ministry of the Catholic Church educates as many young people as intensively as our Catholic schools. Our Catholic educators serve almost 2 million young people nationally, and we serve them for 5 days or more a week, 9 months or more a year. This is such an opportunity, and we are filled with the hope and energy and joy of Catholic education. So with that joy and energy and hope, I welcome you to our great city. And here is a video greeting from our Cardinal, Blaise Cupich.
We are the Archdiocese of Chicago. We are 2.2 million strong. We worship in dozens of languages, but we're all part of the universal church, united in our solidarity with Christ. We are the Archdiocese of Chicago. We follow the lead of Pope Francis in making our church a field hospital, reaching out with love and commitment to those on the margins of society. Let us today pledge that we will work with each other so that young people who are tempted to violence will put down their weapons and join us in a way that builds a better city. Amen.
People here in the community know that St. Columbanus Church is somewhere that you can come to. to receive food and services and just a sense of hospitality and welcome.
Open up your hearts. Open up your hearts to build community.
We are the Archdiocese of Chicago. We promote a faith-based education that prepares children to enter the adult world with a sense of purpose, values, and Christ-like compassion.
I like catechesis because I get to learn more about Jesus.
We learn that we're all one body, so even if we're different in many ways, we still believe in God, and we're part of one big family.
We are the Archdiocese of Chicago. We are dedicated to strengthening the leadership of our local church by promoting vocations and cultivating the spiritual generosity of our laity.
It leaves me in awe. It was just that great love that just pours forth. Every time I see someone that is in need of a blessing, in need something, that few words, it's just a real joy.
And when you trust and love the Sacred Heart of Jesus, you can do anything, and it's amazing.
My hope is that my relationship with Jesus and my love for him will shine through what I do and who I am. Our relationship with God is so essential. And how can we all reflect on the gifts that we have and how we can share them with our brothers and sisters so that together we really can end hunger?
We are the Archdiocese of Chicago. We dream big about the future of the church, evangelizing, nurturing, and inspiring the lifelong process of formation.
We give the glory to God, the Holy Spirit moves, and these kids' hearts are touched, and we make a holy fire in Chicago.
We are the Archdiocese of Chicago. We welcome Catholic educators from across the nation to our vibrant city. Thank you for being part of this celebration of Catholic education. God bless you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage NCEA President and CEO, Dr. Tom Burnford.
What a wonderful video. Let's hear it again for Chicago, our hosts. Thank you. On behalf of the National Catholic Educational Association Board of Directors and staff, let me echo the welcome from Jim Rigg and welcome you to the NCEA 2019 Convention and Expo. Even though this is the oldest education event in the country, at 114 years young, it's been 30 years since we've been in Chicago, and we are thrilled to be back. We are gathered here as the largest group of Catholic school educators on the planet. And as such, we are a wonderful and visible manifestation of church. I want to personally welcome the over 9,000 Catholic school educators from around the country and indeed the world. We welcome our brothers and sisters from Algeria, Australia, the Bahamas, Belize, Canada, from Colombia, Curacao, from France, Curacao is here, France, Germany, Japan, Mexico, the Philippines, Spain, Thailand, and yes, the United Kingdom. All of us together give credence to one of the songs playing as we were taking our seats, Born to Believe by Great Big Sea. The lyrics include, I was born to believe, we are one, we are strong. Let the right shine through the wrong. We're all here where we belong. As church, at the heart of what we do is the call to evangelize. And we do this by integrating culture and faith with life, the life of the students in our care. This is who we are, and this is what we do. This is what I encountered when I walked into the gymnasium of St. Thomas the Apostle Catholic School in Oroville, California, 2 months ago. Now, St. Thomas the Apostle is up north in California, right on the edge of the Camp Fire that devastated the town of Paradise in November. The school has 96 students and is central to the fabric of this small town community, as many Catholic schools are. And when the fires destroyed a good portion of the town of Paradise, St. Thomas the Apostle welcomed some students from the local Paradise Public School, which had burned down. Many of these students and their families lost their homes in the fire. They had lost everything. But Principal Kasia Heinert welcomed them. As a guest at the school during assembly, I watched a young boy in the first grade who had lost everything in the Camp Fire. He had lost his school, his public school, and also his home. During the assembly, the young boy didn't smile at all. There was a show and some activity, and while he participated, he didn't look engaged. I couldn't get a read on him. But after it was over, and the kids were waiting on the other side of the gym for their turn to leave, I noticed that the boy's neighbor, another first grader, turned to him and said something, and I saw this boy who had lost everything smile. I saw him respond and light up. And I can't express to you how happy and proud I felt at that moment, witnessing a simple outreach of one student in a Catholic school to another student who had lost so much and whose suffering I can only imagine. This, my friends, is who we are. This is what our Catholic school communities do as communities of faith day in and day out. And we do it amidst a world that is suffering deeply. And this is our call to reach out and love our neighbors. This is what I saw at St. Thomas the Apostle School in Oroville. Principal Kasia Heinert is here today with some of her teachers and her superintendent, Lincoln Snyder, and other principals and teachers from the Diocese of Sacramento, who altogether welcomed a total of 39 displaced students into their schools for the rest of this school year and possibly beyond. Kasia and anyone from the Diocese of Sacramento, please stand that we might acknowledge your generous service at this time. You are here at the NCEA Convention and Expo to affirm your vocation and to renew your spirit as Catholic school educators. And we are here to uplift our spirits through liturgy, through formal and informal gatherings, and the opportunity to collaborate and learn and have some fun as well. And by the way, we've listened to your ideas. And we have implemented a mini conference within the convention this year by offering the Early Childhood Education Seminar. I'm sorry to say it's full. It filled out real quick. But don't forget to register early for next year when we're in Baltimore. And next year we have additional seminars on Soul of Youth sports, exceptional learners, and marketing and enrollment. And in addition to the Early Childhood Specialized session, over these days, we have hundreds of sessions brimming with new ideas on faith formation, assessments, digital discipleship, diversity, and campus ministry, to name just a few. And the expo hall, as you will see or have seen, is packed with new resources, products, and services. There you can watch demonstrations, try out new technologies, see what's new in publications, and still have time to listen in on the NCEA Central Chats, our social media hub, and the Education in Action Pavilion. So don't forget, there are plenty of occasions for the receptions, for lunches, and opportunities to learn and grow with one another. Please take advantage of everything that is to offer over these days. You will not be disappointed. And looking ahead into the future, if you like what you experience here, please consider coming to the OIEC World Congress in June in New York, where leaders from around the world in Catholic education will gather. We also have our Stream 3.0 conference in June 17 to 19, the Law Symposium July 11 to 14, and the Institute for Catholic School Leaders July 14 to 17 also. In addition to these NCEA events, I would like to announce that nominations are now open for the 2020 Youth Virtues, Valor, and Vision Awards, as well as for next year's Lead, Learn, Proclaim Awards. And finally, please know that we want to hear from you. Please share your ideas with us. Look for NCEA staff in the hallways and at NCEA Central, and also online at NCEA Talk. Your feedback is carried back with us to the office that we can plan to serve you, our members, well into the future. So welcome again to NCEA 2019, and thank you for all of your hard work day in and day out as we serve Catholic schools across the country and the almost 2 million students in our care. At the association, we are blessed by the leadership of Bishop Jerry Kakanis, chairman of the NCEA board, and also the apostolic administrator for the Diocese of Las Cruces. Please join me in welcoming Bishop Jerry Kakanis to the stage to lead us in prayer.
Thank you very much. You know, I know many of you were here for Mass this morning, and wasn't that a beautiful experience, especially with our fabulous gospel choir. And you know, when I heard them singing and I saw you guys swaying and clapping, it was fabulous. And it reminded me of an experience I had when I was in Chicago. I'm from Chicago, born and raised here until 2001, when our Holy Father asked me to go to the Diocese of Tucson in Arizona. Now, Tucson is a little different than Chicago. Rattlesnakes, scorpions, Gila monsters. But it was a powerful and great experience. But when I was in Chicago one year, Archbishop Desmond Tutu came here to the city of Chicago, and he toured around the city, and there was a huge banquet for him at the Hilton and Towers along Michigan Avenue. And when he came into the room was about maybe half the size of this room. Everybody was running around trying to get his autograph. He's a little short guy. And they led him up the center aisle to the head table, where he was seated, of course, in the place of prominence. On his left was a platform on which were gathered a gospel choir called the Soul Children. And when everyone sat down, the leader of the Soul Children stepped forward and he said, "Archbishop, we want to give you a gift before you leave." And then he stepped back, and this young boy, maybe 9 years of age, dressed in his blue alb and white stole, and he looked at the Archbishop and he said to him, "Archbishop, there must be times when you're scared, when you're afraid, when you're not sure, when you're doubtful. We want to give you this gift." "The Lord is my light," he said. Now, little 9-year-old Tyke, his voice was just echoing all around the room. "The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom should I fear? The Lord is the refuge of my life. Of whom should I be afraid?" And then he stepped back, and the Soul Choir, the Soul Children's Choir, began that beautiful rendition of Psalm 27. And let that be our prayer this afternoon. You know, I know there must be times as teachers or principals or superintendents when you're not sure, when you're doubtful, when you're hesitant. Let's pray. The Lord is my light, my help, my salvation. Why should I fear? With the Lord, I fear no one. God protects me all my life. With the Lord, what should I dread? There is one thing I ask of God, that I long for, all my life with God to be dwelling. gazing in awe at the beauty of God, and in wonder, look on God's house. Trust in God. Be strong. Be brave. Wait in hope for God, our salvation. That's my prayer for a wonderful group of Catholic educators. Be strong, be brave, wait in hope for God, our salvation. Now, this is quite a gathering. Wow, you can't even see to the back of this room. And, you know, they tell me that this is as big as a football stadium. Now, this is the end zone for the Bears, and that's the end zone for the Green Bay Packers. No. And you have no idea all the people that are here. For example, Katie Plankinton. Would you stand up for just a second? Where's Katie? She was right over there. She's disappeared there. No. Anyhow, Katie is from the Diocese of Joliet in the city of Mokina at St. Mary's School. And Steve Gramalo over here is the principal of Holy Family Parish in Green Bay. Now, Steve, I want you to stand up for a second because Paulette Clagan, who is from Whittier, California, at St. Gregory the Great, she's a teacher there, is way in almost the last row. And Kyle Schmidt, who is the principal of St. Francis de Sales in Lake Zurich, Illinois, are there. So now you guys know each other so you can see each other a little bit later. How many here are from the East Coast? Ah, the good Catholics, they're up in front, as Cardinal Supit said. How many are from the West Coast? How many are from the South? Wow. And how many are from the North? And how many are from Joliet? Father John is very happy because there's so many from Joliet. How many are from Chicago? There you go, Jim. Where are you? Anyhow, we're here. And we're here because we're proud to be Catholic educators. Now, we only have 4 schools in the Las Cruces Diocese, and I was in one of them. And I went into the 2nd grade, and I asked them if they had any questions. Well, of course, they were a little hesitant, but this little girl raised her hand. She looked at me, and she said, "How old are you?" And I said, "Well, how old do you think I am?" And without even a moment's hesitation, she said, 103. Now, I'm not quite that old, but I do remember blackboards, and I do remember film strips, and I do remember mimeograph machines, and I do remember those horrendous blue stencils that you had to use white out when you made a mistake. How many of you remember all those things? Quite a few of you. You know, teaching has advanced, and we have to advance with it as we try to introduce our young people to a world of ideas and a world of faith. And you know, the National Catholic Education Association's whole purpose is to be of service to you, to help you be the best teachers, the best principals, the best superintendents anywhere in the world. And that's why Dr. Tom Burnford and the staff of NCEA, every day, that's their worry, that's their anxiety. And I know the board, many of our board members are here. We know the dedication and commitment of the staff of NCEA, and we're very proud of all they do. And we hope to be of service to all of you and helping your young people to know what truly matters in life, what makes a difference. In one of our other schools, I don't know what kind of a difference we make, really. I asked the little ones, I had been in Alamogordo, which is a town in the Diocese of Las Cruces. I'd never been there before. And I said to the little ones, I said, "What's the best thing about being in Alamogordo?" And without even a moment's hesitation, this kid raised his hand. We have 2 Walmarts. How about that? I was hoping he'd say that faith is alive, but anyhow, you all know as teachers we have to be patient and little by little to bring about God's kingdom. Be brave, be strong. Wait in hope for God, our salvation. He will strengthen all that you do. We are so proud of our Catholic educators and of each one of you present today. God bless you.
It's so exciting to look out on the audience and see so many wonderful Catholic educators. And it's just as equally exciting to introduce today's keynote, Dr. Ann Garrido. Ann is the oldest of 8 children in a close-knit Catholic family from St. Louis, Missouri. From an early age, Ann displayed an uncanny attraction to writing with chalk. Some of her earliest memories involve constructing elaborate lesson plans and schedules for what she coined her Addict Academy. And sadly, her siblings refused to attend. By the age of 12, she was designing week-long retreat experiences that once again, her siblings refused to attend. Forced to ply her trade outside the home, Ann joined the ranks of Catholic school educators in 1991. After 4 years of teaching middle school and high school on the Pacific island of Guam, she pursued her Master's of Divinity and a Doctorate of Ministry and Preaching at the Aquinas Institute of Theology. Ann joined the Institute's faculty in 2000. Over the past 2 decades, she has taught a range of courses in pastoral theology, homiletics, catechetics, while serving in a variety of administrative positions, such as the Director of Field Education, Director of Distance Learning, Director of the Aquinas Ministry Integration Project, Director of the Doctorate of Ministry Program, and Director of the Masters in the Catechesis of the Good Shepherd. This plethora of administrative roles led Ann to reflect on the spirituality of administration. These reflections are captured in her wonderful book entitled Redeeming Administration. Dr. Garrido is a Catholic author, an acclaimed national speaker, and truly a teacher at heart. I hope today you will serve as a captive and engaged audience with the enthusiasm that Ann was seeking all those years ago when she implored her siblings to attend her academy. When today she will share with us her insights and reflections on embracing change in a 21st century church. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a big Chicago welcome for Dr. Ann Garrido.
Thank you so much, Ann. Thank you indeed for sharing grace with us, for your witness, your testimony, and the relationship that you have formed with us. Thank you so much. Let's express our appreciation once more. Thank you. So if you've been following us on social media, you know now that we have promised the largest prep rally of Catholic schools today. Let's do this. I'd like to invite Jim Rigg, Superintendent of Schools for the Archdiocese of Chicago, to the stage, as well as Kurt Lewis from the Archdiocese of Chicago, to help drum up a little fun. Ladies and gentlemen, please at this time now welcome the #1 marching band in the country, the Marian Catholic High School Band.
everybody.
All right. Let's hear it for the Marian Catholic High School Band.
All right, band.
The
Way to
many
go.
times championship marching band in the state of Illinois. Now, they're not going anywhere because we are starting the largest Catholic school pep rally right now. You've seen the beach balls. Keep those beach balls flying.
Keep those
Let's
beach
have
balls
some
in the
fun.
air. Here we go.
Yes, indeed. Now, what would a pep rally be without a cheer?
Let's get our mascots up here on stage with us.
We've got mascots. So we're going to try a cheer now. I hope you will join in with me. It's a cheer that every Catholic school does at their pep rally, but we're going to do it a little differently. So you have doubtly heard the cheer, "We will rock you," right? You heard that? Stomp, stomp, clap. Stomp, stomp, clap. You've probably heard that, right? All right, don't do it yet, don't do it yet. Have a seat. Everybody have a seat. Got to be sitting for this one.
All right.
And if we could cut off the music, keep the beach balls going.
All right.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do the stomp, stomp, clap. But as we do it, we're first of all going to start quiet, and we're going to build it up and get louder and louder. And as we do it, we're going to go Catholic schools, Catholic schools on the stomp, stomp, clap. And maybe as we get loud, maybe the Marian Catholic High School drum line can help us out a little bit on the stomp, stomp, clap. So start quiet with me. Are you ready? Here we go. Catholic schools. Catholic schools. A little louder. Catholic schools. Catholic schools. Catholic schools. Catholic schools. Louder. Catholic schools. Louder. Catholic school. Drum line. Thick schools. Catholic schools. Faster. Catholic schools. Catholic schools. Catholic schools. Catholic schools. Give it up for Catholic education, everybody. Woo! Who in this room loves Catholic schools? Who in this room wakes up every day ready to teach children and change lives? Now, we're going to do a little bit of standing for special people in the room. Stand up and make some noise if you went to a Catholic school yourself. Stand up and cheer.
Who went to Catholic schools? Let's see it. All right.
All right, sit down. Stand up and cheer if you sent one of your children to Catholic schools or if you are currently a Catholic school parent.
Who's got those kids in the schools?
Yes. Stand up if you are a Catholic school principal, assistant principal, or administrator. Stand up and make some noise if you are a priest or religious.
Where's our brothers and sisters? All right.
Stand up and make some noise if you love priests and religious.
We need them. They're saving us.
Now, stand up and make some noise if this is your first year as a Catholic school educator.
Year one as a Catholic school educator. Congratulations. Welcome. Stay with us.
Now, stand up if you have been teaching in Catholic schools for at least 5 years.
5-year club.
5 years
Everybody
at
who's
least.
been here
Stand
for
up.
at least 5 years.
Now stand up. Now stay standing if you have worked in Catholic education for at least 10 years.
Who's been here a decade? Stay standing. All right.
Now stay standing if you have worked in Catholic education at least 15 years.
Very well done.
We're keeping going, Kurt. Stand up. Standing if you have worked in Catholic education for at least 20 years.
2-decade club. 2 decades now.
Now stay standing if you've worked in Catholic schools for at least a quarter of a century.
25 years. Our silver teachers. 25 years.
Still got a lot of people standing out there, Kurt.
We got a lot. They're
stay
sticking around.
standing for 30 years in Catholic education.
30 years in Catholic education.
All right, we're still going. 40 years.
Do I hear
we'll
40?
go to 40 years
yes.
in Catholic education.
Yes. 40 years.
Should we go higher?
We're into the 70s now.
50 years,
50 years.
in Catholic education.
Yes.
Stand up.
Do you think anybody can do it?
55 years.
55 years. 55 years? I see
Still
one.
got a
Are there any
handful.
others?
Let's give a round of applause for everybody who's still standing. My goodness. And
All right.
somewhere in this room is someone named Sam Rosen. Where is Sam Rosen?
Sam Rosen.
It's right up here. This is Sam Rosen's 50th consecutive NCEA convention.
That's dedication. That is amazing. Those of you who are here for year 1, we expect you to see you in 49 more of these.
Yes. Great job, Sam. Thank you. Now, the beach balls are still flying around, but there's a little bit of a twist on the beach balls. So those of you that have them now, take a look at them. One of them, I'm told, says, I think it's on the inside, "You're a winner." Just one of the beach balls. If your beach ball says you're a winner, you are in fact a winner. And you can report to the NCEA staff room tomorrow, which is room 474, for your prize, which is a $200 StubHub gift card.
Pretty
so look
good,
at those
pretty
balls, see if you've still got it.
Well, we are just thrilled to have all of you here. And my name's Kurt Lewis. I'm the Director of Enrollment Marketing here in the Archdiocese of Chicago. And I have been to a lot of schools. We have a lot of schools in Chicago. I don't know if you know that. But we've got quite a few. And I've been to a lot of them. But the amazing thing is, they're all incredibly different, and yet so much the same. So Jim and I wanted to talk a little bit about how all of your school offices feel the same to us in so many ways.
That's right. In every school office and every Catholic school around the country, we know that every day there's some kid with like a bloody nose, right?
Yeah, the bloody nose kid, always, usually the same kid. And in every school office right about now, there would be a kid who wants to call home because he forgot his homework again.
And there's always that one kid who wants to be picked up because he feels sick, but he's not really sick. You know the one.
Yep. And there's another kid who's sitting in your office, probably throwing up because they came to school even though they were way too sick. Please go home.
And somewhere in that administrative office is the hardest working person in Catholic education, that secretary or administrative assistant who's
heard it
holding
right
the
up front.
whole thing together.
Holding the whole thing together. And of course, in the corner of every single school office is a copy machine that was working this morning. I swear it was. I made 200 copies, I remember it.
But we know in every Catholic school there is heart, there is hope, there is energy, and there is love. And it's because of Catholic educators, their hard work, their prayers, their blood, their sweat, their toil. It's because of you, the Catholic educators from around the country, are secret weapons who make the difference every day. You are, in fact, saving souls.
You're saving souls, man.
Hit it, band.
to you from Chicago. Education, that's what we know. We got your teachers and your principals too. Saving souls, well, that's what we do. We're saving souls, man. Souls, man.
Sing along here. Saving souls, man.
Saving
souls, man. On your feet. Stand up.
Saving souls, man.
We're saving souls, man. Saving souls, man. Woo! Happy Chicago NCEA. Have a great week. Thanks for all you do.
We'll see you all tomorrow.
This concludes the opening ceremonies. Have a great day.